say, what was the
live.
title for episode 1?
Ah,
Mistakes were made.
mistakes were made.
I,
Yeah,
mistakes were made.
mistakes were most definitely made.
Yeah. Well, hey, we still Lenathon is still in Archan's back pocket.
I mean, if
Just
mistakes aren't
saying.
made, is it really a D&D session?
Also, how can you
Touche,
have a
touche.
and how can you have a dragon in your pocket when a kobold is your pocket dragon?
Yeah,
Touche. Touche. Two over. Yes, we've got 2 dragons in our pocket. We've got the wild magic sorcerer kobold, and then Archan is technically the liege of, or well, is the beholden to Lenathon, the blue dragon.
Oh,
So
so yeah,
I
you
hate
guys have
you.
three.
yeah, we have a blue. I've got a yeah. Archan has a blue dragon. If we need to call on Lenathon. Oh yeah, I'm keeping notes. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Laugh Love Lindy from Encounter RP. I'm keeping notes.
yeah. Good.
Want you want to know how to terrify goblins with our current group setup? Just say you have a booyah bold in a bag, and then stuff Harky in a backpack.
Oh man. Well, we do have that goblin child now. The goblin baby.
Yeah, yeah.
Apparently, yes. Yeah, JR, I don't know if you heard about that.
Oh
We
yeah.
I
apparently
did.
have
I
two
did. It's
children
the
that we're
predominant.
watching over.
Well, I did hear that we had like a centaur in hand, which is the predominant reason I took Sylvan.
Yes.
And we
Oh,
also
good,
have a
good.
wild magic
Yes, thank
sorcerer
you.
goblin baby.
Who Archan tried to catch but missed.
Yeah, I'm gonna have fun with that little one. Just because.
Yeah,
I,
Oh,
yeah.
and just to warn you, we're not doing the D100. We're doing the D10,000 wild magic.
For the magic, yeah, the wild magic is the D10,000. If you roll 10,000, near star goes supernova.
And if you roll a
Oh,
909, if you roll 9,976, the Tarask fucking appears in the vicinity.
Suddenly, really glad I didn't go arcane trickster.
oh,
yeah, our our
yes.
um
Thank you, thank you.
our barbarian minotaur just before they left was about to take um wild
Wild
magic.
soul.
Yeah, wild soul.
Yeah.
But anyway, we are currently live,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
um, that was literally almost 3 minutes of us just talking about random stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
hello
Just
everyone.
BSing. Hey, it's all good.
It's all good. It's fun. It's fun banter pregame. But anyway,
Yeah.
hello everyone, and welcome back to this I don't know, unfortunate turn of events of fun stuff. And yeah, let's see. We have a new player in here since our last player last session unfortunately had to move on to much greener pastures, meaning that they have a new job and stuff. And so let's introduce them quickly. Tell us a little bit about yourself, JR.
Hey, I'm JR, as I'm known on things that I do online, online videos and whatnot. I call myself the Grand Mistress of Shadow Style. And I do currently I'm playing through like Star Wars: The Old Republic, but I also do some stuff in relation to D&D character creation. And in this game, I am playing the Falcon type Aarakocra named Eleonora, who is a rogue of noble bearing.
Cool, cool. So
Mm.
we open up today almost right after a few hours after last week's session, let's say one or two. Um, the lovely, lovely transforming uh, tiefling that was accompanying you decided to head on out to try to figure out what's happening with his sister. And let's say what are you lot doing at the current moment? The two of you who, Harky and Silverscale.
I'll let Harky go first.
What would Harky be doing? Oh, that's right. What's this? What's this?
Oh yeah. Um, that reminds me. You guys are currently uh out shopping. Uh, let me pull up some stuff on my phone. There we go. Actually, while you guys are debating on what you guys are doing, JR, what is your character currently doing in the lovely town of Waterdeep? Currently, there is a huge festival for the god of fire uh, clock.
I'm sorry. What god was that again?
Um, can you repeat that?
What god was that again?
Fire clock. CLOKA. CLOAK. It's
All
an
right.
yeah.
Um, you know, being one who kind of likes to put on the airs of her station when she's not actively adventuring or something, she's probably going to be in and around that festival if for no other reason than to look at kind of some of her fellow nobles, see who's being the most careless, someone that she can take advantage of for the benefits of some of the poor people in town. Maybe kind of trying to engage some in conversation over a game of dragon chess.
Okay. Roll me. What skill haven't I had you have players use just yet? Uh,
I was going to say I have proficiency in the dragon chess set. If you'd like me to do that.
uh, not just yet. Uh, how about rolling me both a perception check, and if it gets to a certain point, I'll have you roll uh, persuasion. No, persuasion. Yeah.
All right.
So
And
persuasion is that a perception?
No, both.
all right.
Both.
And just a normal perception roll, no advantage, disadvantage, or
No,
anything
no.
like that.
So you get both a 12 and an 8. Uh. Oh.
Just an 8 right now. She was trying to look around, but at the moment she's kind of, focused on what she's doing there with the dragon chess.
All right. Okay. Uh. Actually, I was about to ask if Harkey and Silver Scales would roll a perception. That's
You
because.
got a 14.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would say
Let's see.
both of you, after some brief walking around, looking at some people, you do see.
Yeah, I think Archan would definitely be keeping an eye on Harky, especially with, last session, with finding the wild magic goblin baby and already having wild magic sorcerer kobold. Archan's thinking, crap, two magic users. I gotta keep an eye on them. So I don't know where the halfling is. What happened to the minotaur? We lost dwarf. I'm at least not gonna lose this one, and they now have a pet. So he's kind of eyes on Harky.
All right. While you're both paying attention to both of the little rascals. You do see out of the both corners of the eyes of your guys' eyes. You do see. Um, let's see. How would you describe your um? Did you describe your appearance of your bird character? Your burb?
Uh, yeah, eh, uh, an Eleonora's falcon has kind of mostly gray with some white and some hints of blue feathers on them. Mostly black eyes. Eleonora here in particular is about 5 foot, very slender, about 85 pounds. She's got the aforementioned coloration, and she's there's someone sitting across from her at a dragon chest that she's kind of trying to talk up and play
All
play
right.
with.
So you see that scene happening right out of the corner of your eye,
Mm.
and this is in sort of let's see. I got a map of what are they right in front of me. Uh, this is in the on the Trader's Way, which is um, just northern of the traders, of the marketplace, where you guys just came from. And you do also see some shops, normal wares, goods. You also see, right, sort of a little bit behind the two goblin, um, the enchanting area that you saw last session, Harky.
Mm.
Let's see.
Let's say, do you have the map for do you have the map on roll?
Oh, let's see.
I actually,
I
I was gonna
thought.
say I did just look it up on Google, so I've got it in front. I've got
Let
the letter
me add
in
that
front of
on, and I thought I did.
me.
Uh,
Yeah, and you said Trader's Way. Do you mean the trades? That's at least what I've got on.
let's see full size. Save images. We will be right back, everyone. Bye.
Well, I'd say probably at the very least while we're waiting the map, I think Archan perception wise, if a 14 is enough to see Eleonora, then I think he would be following behind Harky, probably watching because at the very least he doesn't have proficiency with dragon chest, but he does have proficiency with 3 dragon ante. So I don't know if necessarily he would recognize say what's going on, but he might see a game at least going. He might at least see the game going on, and it would pique his interest.
Yeah,
At which point he would probably reach out, assuming he's close enough to Harky and the Goblin Baby. Assuming he would reach out, grab Harky, and just kind of hold him back for a moment, and then point toward where Eleonora is playing and say, "Hey, if you don't mind, in Draconic, let's take a break, and I kind of want to see what happens."
Oh, fun times.
A little bit, a little bit. It's more of a personal thing, if you don't mind.
All right.
It's
Oh,
something we used to do when I was on the campaign.
And something I forgot while I was doing the description. She is wearing her fine clothes right now, so she's kind of, dressed to the nines.
Okay.
And all right, I do have a map
And
of Waterdeep. Right.
what does your opponent look like, by the way?
All right, I would say.
And I mean that might be up to a man. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we're seeing Eleonora in fine clothes. Is it like a noble versus a commoner, noble versus a merchant, noble versus another noble?
Well, Eleanor being the kind that she is, and for the kind of marks that she's trying to look for, it would probably be another noble.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh,
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep, and you guys should see a map of Waterdeep at the current moment.
So definitely Archan would be going to Harky, hey, watch, the nobles are fighting.
Yep.
Because he's not a noble. It's
Uh,
like, this might be fun. Let's get some popcorn.
all right. Roll me. The dragon set. Your proficiency with it.
All right.
Dragon chest, 3-dimensional.
All right.
Right.
Yeah.
A 10.
Oh,
A 10.
there we go.
It's all right.
Nice.
And let's see.
Dragon chess is insanely complicated. I want to learn how to play.
Yeah.
And while they're playing, Eleanor is going to be kind of talking to her opponent while the opponent's making the moves, kind of trying to keep them off guard
Okay.
a little bit. So, kind of trying to discuss things that she knows about that are going on in the city. Maybe trying to find out something about them.
Ooh, and yeah.
Oh.
As you're playing with this opponent, Jr. Uh, Eleonora, you seem to not be doing that well. No matter how well you're doing, uh, every move that you're taking seems to be putting you further and further behind.
In fairness, for Eleonora, the aim is not to win here. The aim is to, kind of get into her opponent's head, find out as much as she can about them. So, kind of how they're, kind of how wealthy they are, what they think about the kind of people that are underneath them, figure out whether or not they might be someone that might warrant burglary later on.
All right. Roll me persuasion with disadvantage since you are focusing on the game, or deception, but the same sort of thing with disadvantage.
Perception or persuasion is what I'll go with. Because she's not really trying to lie to him, she's just trying to engage with him.
Ooh.
8.
It's not that well. You are able to find out that this is the head of the market. However, he's too focused on the game at the current moment to provide you with a whole lot of information about the, you know, different, uh, like how wealthy, all that. But that does not mean you can learn more later.
Yeah, she'll keep at it.
All right. Then,
In fact, if this helps any, I imagine that she's been going on with this for most of the evening on there. So if that warrants me using passive perception at any points.
all right, yeah. I feel like this session might be more of a passive perception.
Because my passive is a 16.
And
Harky's passive is a 13.
and let's see. Now, as the game concludes, you are. Let's see. Roll me another persuasion, but this time there's a normal roll with no.
All right.
14.
14, much better.
You're talking with this man like, nice game, nice game. And he reaches out his hand. You see that he is uh a merfolk. Uh, Man, fitted with regular water deep noble wares and all that, and he says, very very nice game. I hope to play with you soon, and please, if you need anything, just ask. And you are able to ask three questions to get to know him a little bit better. Any sort of questions that are not like too personal.
Okay. Give me some time to think
Okay.
about those. So if you have something you do with the other people, I can
All
try
right.
and figure out what those questions are.
Okay. While this is happening, Harky and Silverskier, what are you two doing?
Harky is a little bummed.
I think
He wanted to see corsets fly.
And
Yeah, I
Please,
think,
Eleanor is much more refined than that.
details.
and
I think Archan, catching the game initially, what drew his interest was the game itself, and then seeing two nobles playing,
okay.
which drew. Archan is not the most. I mean, he's got above average intelligence, but he's got a little bit higher wisdom because of his background. Just he's kind of street smart versus book smart, if you will. So I think he would be intrigued by what's going on a bit, and thinking, why are they, are they playing this game for fun? Is there something behind it? Which leads me as the player to ask, can I roll an insight for Archan to find out if he can, does he know why either of these two players are playing?
Sure, go on ahead.
Come on, Archan.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes!
Um,
Oh, yes! I will take that.
you find that for the merfolk, it was just a normal game of fun enjoyment. For the other one, the bird folk, you see that they might be gaining more than what they are seemingly are letting on without taking a better look at them. Because currently the game is happening right here, and you guys are currently at the little, like, right here.
And it's about that time that Eleonora
Okay.
finally speaks up with her first question of there. She can tell that this guy is a merchant. She can tell that this guy is merfolk. She's kind of curious as to what kind of things he's selling here in town.
Oh, well, you see, I am an importer of the, let's say, magical items. Some stuff that might be a little bit harder to find.
I'm kind of curious to know what kind of clientele you serve.
Well, you see, I sell to a wide variety of people. Uh, some armies, personal guards, sometimes, the adventuring type, or sometimes a little dealings with the good words of the deities, per se.
I'm still gonna need to think of my third question there. So.
All right. If you would like, I do have a shop. And he points down towards the route, and he points towards where Harky and saw the magic shop, which would be this building right there. Let's see. Can I draw?
The one with the two houses with the little bar in the middle.
Yeah.
Right on the bottom left corner of Trader's Way and Manny Catch Alley, right between there.
Draw ship.
You see it?
I had my yeah, I see it right there.
Yep.
Yep, right there.
Yeah, I had to drop out my character sheet there for a bit in order to see it.
Yeah, right there. He points right where the square is.
Yep. Okay.
All right. So from what you can gather for this guy, he definitely is of an upper class. He's importing magical items into there. It seems like most of his clientele, though, for the most part, it's not the kind of people that she'd be actively targeting. At least not at first glance. I'm still gonna have to think on that a little more.
Like, you see that he brushes off his thing as he gets up. And, well, would you like to walk and talk with me? I do still have a little bit more, work to finish up in my shop.
And I mean, aside from talking to this merchant here, it seems like this kind of environment has been pretty much a wash for her for what she was trying to do. So she's like, you know what, that'd be a good idea. I think that would be a good idea.
All right. So,
I mean, and if nothing else, um, like I said, this guy doesn't seem like her kind of clientele, so she may actually have a vested interest on trying to keep an eye on things in case there are any other thieves who might have gotten some ideas, the same idea that she did, and are less scrupulous.
uh, all right. So I would say every few minutes you have to roll. Uh, well, since you are since you are rogue, thief, I would say you would, and you have a high enough thing, you would slightly know the guilds around, um, the bandit guilds, and you know some of the more noticeable uh, bandits along the way. You don't see anyone in your immediate area.
Okay. Yeah, so while they're walking, she's just keeping a passive lookout, and she's noticing there's not anybody with any designs on trying to do something on this guy.
Nope. But you do see a very weird trio of two dragon-looking races, and a little baby goblin.
Well, that's something you don't see every day in Wadded.
RJ, of course, Archan is paying attention to this whole thing, trying to do it nonchalantly, but I mean, a 6'3" dragonborn, silver dragonborn in what kind of armor does he have? I forget. I think it's chainmail. Chain
Yeah.
armor, shield, battle axe. He's just kind of like, wait, what? What
And
don't you see? Looking
and
around.
at this point, all Harky, when Harshan said conflict, Harky was expecting blood. He immediately, as soon as he saw a board game, he immediately lost interest and started trying to touch his eyeball with his tongue. This tiny 2'6" kobold clad in robes, just trying to touch his eye with his tongue.
And
Yep.
the little goblin
I think
is,
Archan would see this, be like, oh dear God. Oh dear gods.
and while this is
Tomorrow preserve me. In Draconic, tomorrow preserve me.
and what can you repeat what you just said for me quickly?
Who?
You like just started,
Oh,
like the
yeah.
last sentence that you just said.
Oh, I think, yeah, with what, seeing Harky, getting bored trying to lick his own eyeball with his tongue, Archan, observing everything going on, kind of looking around, seeing what Harky's doing, trying to lick his own eyeball, would just kind of basically do a face palm, watching Harky do what he's doing, saying in Draconic, "Oh, tomorrow preserve me."
And you see, uh, Harky, are you currently carrying the little goblin with you?
It's less carrying and more he just appears on top of him.
Okay,
It's
so
completely random. Given up trying to catch the.
Yeah, yeah.
and you hear the little you see the little goblin look towards you, Silver Scales, and what deity that he said again?
Tamara, the dragon goddess of mercy.
Okay, you see, and you hear an very, very, very broken draconic, um, Amuna, which as the from the little goblin, which you would recognize he is trying to say the deity that he just said, and he just giggles and laughs, and
Archand, immediately, his four-fingered palm, as Archand is basically face palming with his four fingers on his right hand. As soon as he hears the baby goblin say that, would stop and then just whip his head toward it, recognizing the attempt to say his goddess's name.
uh,
And then in Draconic say, "What did you say?"
Amnesia. As you see him like sort of slightly roll off, but then poofs onto the ground and starts rolling around in a giggly fit, seeing that he is getting amused by looking at you.
And while Eleanor can understand none of this because she does not speak Draconic, she is kind of taking a look at the scene, and it is amusing her as well. Of course, then she realizes that she has zero room to talk about what's odd to see in Waterdeep, seeing as she is also something you would rarely see in Waterdeep.
And
Which I think is what originally piqued Archand's interest, since I think, kind of quasi back, a little bit of backstory. He's been, as a mercenary, he had been to Waterdeep, so he's somewhat familiar with the demographics. So seeing an Arakokra in what looks to be the regalia of a noble, that's why he was thinking, hey, Harky, let's check out this game. This is interesting. But with this baby goblin trying to say the name of the goddess he's kind of slowly professing himself to, and watching it rolling on the ground laughing after it kind of puffed out of existence and reappeared and kind of rolling around teasing him, he would he would probably look at it and then crack his neck
Okay.
and say,
Oh, sorry.
"What? Oh, no worries, no worries." He would crack his neck and looking at this baby goblin, probably say, "What do you know of my goddess? Are you just playing with me, or do you know something of Tamara?"
um,
Even though Eleonora does not speak Draconic, would she at least be able to pick up on the word Timora?
I would say if it is a deity or a well-known being.
Probably be a religion check, since it's a draconic goddess.
Well, the reason that I asked that is because she is already familiar with Timora, because Timora is also a god of fortune.
Yeah.
Wait, I was gonna say, let me just double check, make sure we're thinking Timora or because I'm saying Tamara, Tamara.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah,
maybe she thinks she heard Timora for a thing there, but she's
maybe.
like, no, wait, the
Let's
pronunciation's
go
all
with
wrong.
that. Actually, that'd be fun. Actually, I like that.
Yeah,
Eleanor hears Timora, and Archan is saying Tamara.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, she thinks she heard Timora for a second. There's like,
Yeah.
no, the pronunciation's all wrong.
yeah. Like I was saying before, if it is a major religion or a major figure, deities,
Mm-hmm.
uh, major like political leaders, I would say it it's pretty much you, especially deities. You would recognize the name in any language, since it would be like universally the same in common.
Yeah, and because if you know about the deity, you're also likely to know about its various aliases.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's probably, and so maybe assuming there's a, I think Eleonora hearing Tamara versus Archan actually speaking of Tamara might be, since Archan is speaking in Draconic, there might be an element of kind of
Yeah,
akin to you know uh, an accent or kind of like a the way here in the U.S. the way we for example I say coffee even though I'm not from New York,
regional
whereas
dialect
other
kind of
people
thing.
might say coffee. You know, I think there maybe because of the accent on Archan's part, maybe Eleanor is hearing Tamara versus Tamara.
Or equivalent option, the goblins trying to say Tamara, but because they're young and
Oh,
just learning to talk, they are mispronouncing it.
Yeah, they're
yes,
mispronouncing it.
yes, yes, and oh, good, good, and that's what Eleanor is hearing,
Yeah. And
whereas Archan is saying Tamara.
and
Probably kind of gruff, like the draconic language I assume would be is kind of gruff. He's saying Tamara.
and remind me, Silver Scales, do you have any sort of, you know, uh holy any symbol of your god, your deity that you're trying to get in contact with?
No, no, not at all. No, he's still just a fighter. He's just kind of because of his background and as we've talked about, with everything in his past, he's trying to work through Tamara. The big three, the holy trinity, if you will, of the draconic gods.
All right.
Tamara is he's just starting to get in tune with her, seeking redemption. She's a draconic goddess of mercy and redemption, compassion.
All right.
So he doesn't yet have a symbol or anything, but he does pray to her, talk to her, talk, etc.
All right. When you ask, do you know anything about her? To the little goblin.
Oh
He's
yes, where did I put it? I actually have it in my notes for the character. I'm pretty sure backstory.
um
Mother,
you see
Arian,
that uh a certain glow um in the little goblin's hands. And you hear, and suddenly inside his hands is a little amulet.
And Eleanor is still kind of keeping an eye on this, even though she is a little confused about what's going on. But this whole thing did spark to mind a question because you said one of his members of the merchant's members of the clientele was various different religious orders, correct?
Yep.
She's gonna be curious to know about which ones if he's willing to share them.
Roll me another, let's say, persuasion check to see if you can get a high enough thing for him to share.
All right, normal, disadvantage, advantage.
Uh, no, that's a normal roll.
Yeah, I have it set to ask every time because with rogues, having to know that is important.
yeah.
Not that great.
Well,
See, this is what I get for rolling great stats.
let's say, at the current moment, majority of my clients want to keep their identities down low, but let's say that some of them are more of the high end community.
And Eleanor is going to file that away for later because that's something she might want to investigate a little further on at a point where she's not being distracted by goblins trying to say the names of draconic gods.
And
Yeah.
summoning amulets, apparently.
Ooh,
Well,
what
Yeah.
kind
and
of
I think.
amulets?
Oh no, go yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
What kind of amulets?
Uh, if either of you want to take a look at what is inside, that he does, what type of amulet, roll me. Uh, an insight.
I'm presuming Harky's closest.
Oh my
given
god.
that.
I will get to
Yes.
Harky. I will get to Harky.
I was gonna say,
I will
yeah.
get to Harky in a
It's,
second.
the Goblin Baby is, according to Archan, Harky's pet. So it's up to Harky first and foremost.
And
I think I'll go ahead and roll just for the sake of Eleonora's curiosity.
yeah, go. All of you can roll.
And actually, Archan would do the same with his insight. There we go. Because
Before nat 20.
please, he has. Please tell me it's good. It's good. Oh damn. And I have
The one
proficiency
person who needs to know the most rolls the worst.
And you would
exactly,
be.
and the person who and the person who has proficiency in insight rolls the worst.
All right. Silver scales. Since
Man.
the baby is still giggling and laughing, it's kind of
Can
hard.
I roll a religion check on the amulet?
Sure, but your
No,
mic
no,
is getting a
go
little
ahead.
bit.
Well, yeah.
Your mic is getting a little bit janky on our end.
Oh, sorry about that.
There we go. Yeah, it's
Now
okay.
okay. See, what were you saying?
Um, I was saying you can roll a religion check if you would like,
Okay.
with advantage.
Yeah, just with advantage.
With advantage.
Nice. Okay. I don't have proficiency in that, so we'll see what happens. Yes, I'll take that. At 20.
Yep.
A 20 with advantage. I will take that.
All right. Harky.
Oh, sorry. I apparently double clicked. So
Yeah, it's all good.
definitely take the first one.
You already got enough anyway.
Yeah, 20 and 20. So I'll take that. Yeah.
Harky and Silver Scale. You both immediately recognize that this is. Oh, Harky, you definitely recognize that this is a paladin or a religious holy symbol for a deity.
Which one?
Well, I'm about to get into it. Silver Scales and Harky, you both recognize this to be an amulet of Silver Scales' deity.
Harky will stop trying to touch himself in the eyeball and poke Arjan's leg. Hey, that's your god's amulet.
Yeah, at the same time, as soon as Arshan realized that it was an amulet of Tamara, he would drop to one knee and bow his head. Just to see someone, in reverence of someone holding the an amulet of Tamara, he would drop a knee, and just sort of the genuflection, fist to the ground, ducking his head in reverence.
And with what Eleonora sees, what she's going to do, she's going to turn her attention briefly to the merchant and says, um, "It seems that the way to your shop is clear right now. I may stop by at a later time to see what you have for sale. For right now, I think I should bid you adieu."
Why, certainly.
All right, so she'll send him on his way so that she can continue to focus on this apparently very reverential moment.
And you see that the little goblin baby, um, s- like slow, like is starting to stop giggling, and you see that he sort of wiggles his way back to all fours, and you see that he is crawling all the way to Silver Scales while his head is bowing, and you see that he plops his butt, his baby butt, on the ground, and he sort of like yeah, and he sort of giggles a little bit, clearly offering up to the huge dragonborn that's at least at most 5 times bigger than him.
Ha.
Speaking to this baby goblin, do you speak common? He would, Archan would say in common, do you speak common?
Speak, and Romy, uh, I would say for the first time ever, Romy a nature check.
Nature. Okay, where is it? There we go. Oh man, please work.
Okay.
Ha! Yes, I will take that.
You would recognize that this little goblin does not know any languages,
Ah, crap.
but it does appear to you from the past 2 times that he said anything out of his mouth that he is clearly trying to learn certain languages. And
Mm.
he is taking after the biggest one of the group, which
Mm.
currently,
Okay.
out of the two of you, is you.
Yep. Archer. Yep. With Arshan realizing that, he would take his right palm, his right hand, point to himself and say, Arshan.
Achan!
Then point to Harky and say, Harky.
And he looks over, and you hear, Hockey! And
And then
he,
Harky.
and he kind of giggles at the name, but, he, he obviously is taken amused by both of you. And,
Mm-hmm.
Harky immediately begins doing that thumb magic trick for the shapeshifted god.
can you repeat the last little part?
He's doing the magic trick where someone would quote unquote remove their thumb to entertain the goblin some more.
And,
Oh.
and he's clearly like fascinated, and
Mhm.
he's like he drops the little amulet on the ground, right in front of Silver Scales, and he crawls on over.
He drops the amulet,
Yeah, he drops
or
it.
they drop the amulet.
Yeah, yeah, and it's still right in front of you.
I think Archan would actually leave it there for the moment and watch what this baby goblin is doing. He would not pick it up. He would not just immediately pick it up. He would watch it to make sure nobody else tries to touch it while watching what the baby goblin is doing.
And from there, Harky stops removing from his hands, still pretending that's removed, and then just blows. Well, do you hear what I said first? Sorry, I removed
Yeah,
my
yeah,
hand from my push to talk.
yeah.
Mhm.
We heard you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he removes, he stops the motion, holds his quote unquote injured hand to his face, and blows some air. Flutter ropes the thumbs back, and both hands are open.
And you hear him like, "Oh, yeah." And then he claps, and it is slowly, and you see him start drifting off, and he just poofs and poofs right on top of Harky's head, and is currently now fast asleep, snoring his little goblin snores on top of Harky.
Okay, while they're doing that, Eleonora would notice A, that the amulet is dropped, and B, um, that they're not paying attention, really paying that much attention to what it had dropped in favor of the child. Does she know? Can she tell maybe if it's like something of value, something that someone else might want to steal?
Roll me. Actually, no. Know what? Roll me both an Arcana check
Oh
and
boy.
an Insight check.
Inside I can do, Arcana not so much.
We're going to combine two rolls today, like normal.
Low roll. Oh,
Okay,
shit.
19 insight.
Oh,
Holy crap, how did I manage to do that on
Nice.
same
I know.
number,
Wow.
different skills?
Wow.
Arcana, the worst of the two, +2 versus a +4. I do have proficiency in insight.
all right.
Well
So,
played.
you see.
And
Oh,
yeah,
go.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, go
ahead.
ahead.
Well, no, I was gonna say let's play this out first. What's Eleonora see?
Yeah. To only Eleonora, she does recognize that coming from this amulet, it would be best described to be one of the closest, an amulet that only the closest of creatures can be to a deity. Not like the arch cleric level, where like they speak directly to the deity all the time, but it is of an active uh, um, paladin or active religious person amulet of Silver Scales deity, and there is an odd glow about it sometimes, which you would recognize as being you can get one uh let's see what would be a good thing.
Well,
You
I
can
think
oh go on.
I think mostly upon realizing just what kind of amulet this is, how valuable it is that it's an active holy symbol, Eleonora's next instinct would be to try to see if there's anyone besides Arjan, Harky, the goblin, and herself who have noticed this thing. In particular, someone else who might be inclined to try and grab it while it's on the ground.
Okay. Roll me a perception. And while you're doing that, the magical ability of this amulet will allow one creature the Okay, I'll get to the perception in just a second. Um, one creature the opportunity to try and talk with a deity once per week.
All right, and with the 21 in perception,
Uh,
what do Eleonora's bird eyes see?
uh, you would see that there is quite good amount of people who recognize that this little goblin just summoned a holy symbol. However, none of them do not seem that interested in the amulet at the current moment. There is, however, a group of, let's say, two holy, two-ish holy people out of the corner of your eye that are talking back and forth, who would also, just like you, recognize the magical abilities from the amulet. And they skedaddle off in, let's say, this way, up the um, up the Copper Street, right here.
Where was Copper Street again? I had to close my character sheet real quick.
They're going up to
Yeah.
Copper Street, where it would be right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Um,
The whole the the holy symbol is still in place, though, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Right.
Okay.
mhm.
what Eleonora's going to do now, she's going to go over to the holy symbol, pick it up, go to probably Arjan, the largest one, the Dragonborn on there, and goes, "You might want to keep a better hold of this. It seems pretty valuable."
Well, and actually, as given the exchange between Arshan and the Goblin Baby over the name Tamara, as soon as he saw Eleonora moving toward the holy symbol, he would actually do the same, probably reaching it at the same time and grabbing it.
All right.
And then I imagine they're holding it together, him looking her in the eyes.
All right.
At that point, seeing that the Dragonborn also has his hand on it, Eleonora will simply release her talon from it, step back, and as before said, "You might want to keep a better hold of that. It seems pretty valuable, and I'm not the only person in the city who's noticed that."
At which point he would bow his head and say, "Thank you, milady. I will be sure to do so," and then clutch it to his chest. Because he's recognized the clothing. He's not of noble birth, but he is one to recognize and pay deference
All
to
Alright.
those above him. Quote, above him.
Alright.
And then he would back off,
All
holding
right.
it, like I said, to his chest.
All right. And just from earlier perception checks or from current perception checks, she can tell that they're not nobles, right?
Yeah. Despite someone looking at them, they don't have, the air of nobility.
Oh,
It's especially the little um cobalt. Because
yeah.
So
Archan is at least doing his best based on what he's seen from his experiences as a mercenary. But he's still, caked in dirt and mud. His armor is kind of scratched, and you know, there it's not polished like a noble would be.
Yeah.
It's good armor. I mean, it's serviceable, but it's not fancy. It doesn't look nice. It gets the job done. And he probably has some dirt and mud on his feet. He doesn't have boots. And yeah.
well, around then, in low tones, so that she's not really heard doing this, but she is going to openly drop kind of her noble pretense that she's been having up until this point, and goes, "You don't need to be quite so formal with me. I'm not the kind of person who'd met. I'm not the kind of person you need to be worried about." And she'll kind of nod her head off into the direction of the holy people that she saw. But there
And
were
Was that
there were a
that
couple
in
people.
common?
Yes, it is.
and
Okay.
Harky, roll
Yes.
me. Let's see, what skill would be best for this little encounter thing. Uh, roll me a perception check. 12. Okay. Uh,
Hmm.
actually, you know what? Both of you, everyone actually, um, everyone roll me a perception
I like it.
check as um,
And I like
our
Harky's robes.
yeah, as our lovely bird folk is. Okay.
Bam! I'll take that. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Oh yes.
Okay,
Bird
so
eyes
Well
on
played,
point.
Eleonora. Well played.
so
Nice.
you would see that these as the bird this newfound noble folk pointed down the direction of Carper Street.
Hmm.
There is a band of 5 clergymen who's right about where Junithon Street and Copper Street meet up. So about right
Okay.
there.
Right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right
Yep, I
there.
see. And we're about where the square is. Okay.
Yeah.
So
You're down.
probably 30 feet or so.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Yeah.
Assuming. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I was gonna say this map's probably not the best measure. I would venture to say, multiply by 3 or
Yeah, I would say that
so
is about.
maybe 15 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of about like a block or two away, roughly speaking.
Yeah, that's
It
what I'd
is
say.
basically.
Probably 15 to 30 feet. One action's move away
Yep. You see that a
since
group
it's a city.
of whoa,
Woo!
Someone's
Oh
having
shit! Well, they're gone. I just saw the fire. They're gone. They're not even.
Everyone on Copper Street is now dead. You see,
Except
the
for
whole
those of us behind the PCs. We're okay. Somebody shot fire. Damn it! Magic sorcerer. Harky, I told you, keep that under control.
an out campaign in an alternate universe. You see, the whole city of Waterdeep turn into
It's on
fire
fire.
and then suddenly explode in a huge ball of.
Oh, Harky, this is what we get.
But back into the
This is
main
what you.
in the main continuity. Um, you do see
Mistakes were made. I was gonna say that's the episode where we would say mistakes were made. We let Harky into Waterdeep and it caught on fire.
where every single inhabitant is now dead. But in all serious and back in the main
Yeah.
continuity, you
Yeah,
do
so
see
we got
see
Yeah.
five
Griffin Street.
five clergymen or women, different races, all of them, start walking down. You can either roll me an insight or religion to see what exactly is going on
I think
or who they are.
I'm gonna. Archan's gonna roll insight.
That's
Oh,
an eight. That's an
thank
18 from
you.
And
Eleonora.
someone is having a fun time with the.
19 from Archan.
With the effects, yes, I'm having fun with the effects.
Okay.
19 from Archan. I will take that.
Alrighty, may I make an insight as well?
Yeah. Everyone. Okay.
Oh, ooh.
Harky is still a little
Well,
bit.
that may not be bad. That may not be bad. It depends on the DC.
No, it's all good. Harky, even though you are picking your nose with your tongue, all three of you do recognize that these five clergymen are coming down your way. Each one.
Would Archan recognize? He rolled an insight. Would
Yeah.
Archan recognize the denomination? Would he recognize the god or goddess whom these clergy serve?
Yeah. That's what I was about to say. Since you
Oh,
did,
sorry.
since you guys did roll, at least you, Silver Scale, and Eleonora, you both did roll high enough to at least recognize that the symbol around that on the Silver Scale dust picked up. It's the same as what is sort of printed on these clergy people's clothing at the current moment.
Oh,
And
Can we tell what kind of intent they're coming this way?
It's more.
yeah. Probably same here. Archam would be trying to get a, gauge, are they malicious? Are they defensive, offensive? Well, actually, defensive, offensive would be probably as a fighter, as a mercenary. That would be his sense. Are they kind of coming up carefully? Or are they charging? Or are they basically charging forward slowly, but preparing to attack?
With your guys' role, you do recognize that they're coming at with caution, but they do not look like they are about to fight. They obviously do not look like they have any weaponry on them. Nothing to indicate that they want to fight, but they are.
They're prepared to.
They are coming towards you guys with some form of caution.
Knowing that they're clergy people, which in some cultures pretty much makes them at least on the same level as aristocracy, you'll immediately see like Eleonora kind of straighten up from her kind of where she had dropped her pretense, kind of straighten up and kind of adjust her clothes little bit to snap back into noble mode.
And you see
And
that.
for Archan, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go on ahead. What is Archan doing?
Well, I'd say probably at the same time, Archan, as soon as he recognized what was going on, as soon as he saw the same symbol from the holy symbol on their person, he would hold it up with his other hand. No weapons, no shield, and then saying draconic, in the name of Tamara. What do you want?
Quick little mic thing on your end. Again. Just make sure it's plugged on.
Well, is it? Sorry,
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's
There we
okay.
go.
But
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
okay.
It's an ongoing issue. He would say, holding his claws up and holding up the holy symbol, in the name of Tamara, what do you want?
And you see that the group of 5 and the leader of the group, I would say, is another Dragonborn. Uh, um, and Draconic towards obviously you. Well, you see, we we would like you lot, to come with us. Come with us and to meet us at our at Yamoa's temple. There's some questions we would like to ask you. And you see that he holds up both his symbol, which would indicate um, high leadership in the religion, and uh, um, yeah, you see that he holds up the symbol of the goddess as well, or the deity. And we heard from our some of our followers that you may have a little, let's say, something of interest for us. And we want to have it more in a quiet
Sorry,
setting.
I only caught part of that. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
The last thing I heard was we heard from some of our followers,
Yeah.
and then you cut out.
There, we heard from some of our followers that you might have, let's say, done a little, recently come in with a holy symbol, and I would presume it's what you're holding in your hand. And he points around, and you guys do sort of see that people are starting to whisper to each other, looking at towards your way, pointing. How about we bring this to the temple so we won't bring any more onlookers?
Yes. So, question is, can you hear me? Let's see, where's
Yeah,
my
yeah,
phone?
we hear you.
Okay. I was gonna say I wasn't sure for a moment. Yeah, I felt I wasn't sure if you cut out.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that.
Uh,
I've been coughing recently. I did not want to have a little mute button on my Logitech.
yeah, no
Yeah,
worries, no
and I
worries.
didn't want to be
Yeah,
like
no,
coughing.
yeah, no. Well, that's I just wanted to check because I know my Wi-Fi here is crummy, and I'll just say I need to replace my phone. Basically, I'm using my phone
Yeah,
right now with oh I've got my phone and my computer and so I just wanted to make sure there weren't any issues. Okay, so I think assuming I know what happened, Archan would say seeing the crowd gathering, he's still holding the holy symbol to his chest. He would put it in his pouch, pull his hand out, seal it, and looking at the clergy, say, lead us to the temple. Lead us to her temple.
of course.
Assuming they knew who she is.
Yes, they.
He'll know. I
Yeah,
mean,
they.
he's still not. I mean, they're still bearing the symbols of Tamara, and I mean, this is basically him doing a passive wisdom check. You know, lead us to her temple.
Of course.
Assuming it's going to be Tamara's temple.
And you see that they bow. Boop, boop. They bowed. Few of them did bow, and how thick is this? Thin. Or what's the best
Mm-hmm.
size? Regular.
Yeah.
No, not that. But yeah, they bring you up to here, this little temple area right there,
Oh,
and you do recognize
oh,
that this
God.
is indeed the temple of her, the deity.
I was
It
going to
does have
say, I'm
this.
actually zooming back out. Can you show where that was again?
It is right here.
Oh, okay. Good,
Yeah,
good, good.
it's
Gotcha.
right
Gotcha.
on the street of
I
the
just want to make sure I got it.
between the
So,
Shield Street and Copper Street, right above
yep,
the
I see it.
yeah DeLorean.
Yep,
Yep.
I got it. Awesome.
Yep, it's like sandwiched right there in that corner of the North Ward and the Upper Downs.
Yep, got it. Okay. I just want to make sure I had it. So, okay.
Yeah. But of course, you do recognize that this is the deity that you are trying to talk with. And
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
hmm
Ha, ha, big stone building. Interesting.
hmm let's see.
It's called a temple.
Uh
Um, called a temple, Harky.
Harky immediately begins looking for 10 poles. Wait, you said temple, not 10 pole?
Temple. Temple, Harky. Temple. Not ten poles. Temple. Kids these days, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Or kobolds these days, excuse me. We're not talking about goats, we're talking about kobolds.
Well, technically, technically Harky is a kid given everybody else's aging pattern.
True.
He's only oh
It goes without saying that Eleanor is still not understanding any of this in Draconic, still just following along.
Um. All right. Uh.
here you go.
Silver scale. Roll me a fate roll, which is a normal 1d100. And he accidentally dropped on out.
Out of the entire Discord, it looks like.
Yeah, I think it crashed on him.
Like I'm looking in general, he's not even in the offline section.
Yeah, it might just. He said that he has issue with this internet, but how about this? Harky, you do his fate roll for him.
Oh no!
That's the no 83. Okay. Actually, you know what? Eleanor, also roll me a fate roll.
Alrighty.
Alright. And once he gets back in, have him roll a fate roll, but make
I'm
it.
here.
Hey!
Hello.
I'm so sorry, you guys. I've been awake for like 2 hours and I just didn't. I'm so sorry.
It's all good. I'm currently having people roll fate rolls because and we're
Okay.
waiting for
What's that? Just a D20? Is that just a D20 roll?
it's a D100 at the current moment, and I'm waiting for our lovely silver scales to come on back in. I think Discord crashed on him.
Can we
and-
keep? How is everyone for time? Can we keep playing? Because I want to play with you guys so bad.
Yeah,
Um,
I have nothing to do today. Also,
Sure.
Jack, we kind of have a new addition.
Awesome.
A
I would love to keep playing.
all right.
a
Okay, there we go.
both a player.
Yeah,
and
sorry.
an NPC.
I apparently got cut off at some point. I just went on this whole thing about Archan walking up to this temple
you
that we
disconnected.
found.
You disconnected.
I have no idea what happened. I'm so sorry about that.
That's what happened.
Okay. Let's see. Silver scale. Roll me a fate roll.
Fate. Fate.
One D100.
1D100. Okay, let me do that. How do I do?
/ R1D100.
Yeah.
Because I have a fun little thing if you get low enough.
Shit. Make sure. I
And
got it right.
it's at disadvantage as well. So
Oh shit! So we get take the higher of the two?
lower of the two.
Oh, the lower of the two.
So we got to roll another D100.
It's / R space 1D100.
Also,
gonna say-
Jack, here's a quick update. We have an Aarakocra rogue.
Well,
We got a tiefling warlock, and an NPC, a baby goblin wild magic sorcerer.
Yeah.
we have
Apparently
two
we.
kids.
Yeah, we've got a pet. That's according to Archan, we have a pet. Baby goblin.
Do that
wild
command
magic
that I just
sorcerer.
do that command that I just posted in the D&D chat.
But then that's also
yeah.
another chance at either the star going supernova, well, the sun going complete supernova and obliterating the world, or the Tarrasque appears nearby us.
What? I rolled an
Your
18.
choice.
Uh,
guys.
oh,
I rolled
uh,
a
uh,
68 and an 18.
I will get to you in just a second, Jack. Um,
Oopsies. Sorry.
um,
Sorry I killed us all.
no,
Yeah,
it's all
no
good.
worries.
It will make sense of what I'm actually planning on doing. It's Silver Scale. You see what I posted in the um Discord chat, regular chat room. All right, it's fine. If you would like, I can also just roll it for you.
2 sets of square brackets around the D100 would work too.
Yeah. Oh
I
yes.
think I just did. Yeah, bam. Haha, 19. I hope that's good. If not, I'm sorry, everyone.
No, it goes well into what both Jack just rolled and what you just rolled. Um,
That does not answer my question.
hey,
I'm
don't worry.
sorry. Which, coming from the DM, I'm sorry, everybody.
Uh, it,
But then again, I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Kind of like
Sorry,
Dora the
not
Explorer.
sorry.
Yeah,
um,
it's.
You know what? You know what you should be
It
sorry
comes-
for is not showing up to game on Sundays.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
all
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Silver Scale. You hear? Actually, you know what? Everyone in the group who's not currently, because at the current moment, Jack's character is still in greenest, but not for long.
Oh no, I'm. Oh, I thought I. Yeah. Okay. Are we
No,
just
no,
starting?
no, no. This will bring in what happened last session,
Okay.
what's happening today, and
I
have
really want to
Yeah.
rejoin the others. Me and my kid.
yeah, like I want to like in session to
Yeah.
have like to tell why you're coming on in.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Let's do
Um, and you hear everyone in the group currently. Uh, you hear like a boom, 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 like someone obviously like what it sounds like what if someone's hanging on a mic to test it, and
it.
it's like hello,
Oh,
hello,
hello. Hello.
and does anyone hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good. Um, this is exactly who I needed to talk to. Um, is this Silver Scales by chance?
Yes,
I'm
it is. Who are you?
Oh, it is just creature that's the deity that's around your neck currently. You know, person that you've been trying to talk with for the you know past God knows how long since that situation down in the
And
war zone.
what deity is that? If
Uh,
I'm to trust you, you will name them.
do. I am horrible at names, and I keep
I'll
forgetting.
message it. Yeah, hold on a
Just
second.
message it
Yeah.
because I keep forgetting.
and because we got a who's on first.
I mean, at this point, everybody
Yeah,
knows.
yeah, yeah. Everyone
Gamora.
knows. It just make sure that this in written
It's
thing.
Gamora.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gamora.
we,
It's Gamora.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
we got kind of a
You
who's on
speak on
first.
behalf of Our Lady, Tamara. What does she want of me?
Oh, I thought I might talk to you a little bit since you're at my temple and all that, and it might be time to help out the rest of your party to get back here, since you've been such a help in Greenest. And you see a portal right in front of you. with coming on out uh, is a halfling, a mule, with a cart with a little centaur girl.
And a badger.
And a badger and a thing.
Oh, are we third level yet?
Yeah, everyone's already third
Yeah,
level.
oh yeah, we're third level, yeah.
Then my badger can join the party. It's not a baby anymore.
Oh yes. We got the badger finally.
Yes.
Battle Badger.
Badger.
Galarian Zigzagoon.
Oh my god. So yeah, Wenli is riding a little badger, and there's a donkey pulling the cart. And she kind of looks like, what's going on? But she comes through, and when she sees you guys, her face just lights up. Especially when she sees Archan, and immediately she
Yeah.
the badger kind of like comes up to Archan and starts sniffing, like, I remember you, and kind of headbutts him for pets. Wenli literally stands up on the badger's back and like flings herself into Archan's arms.
And Archan would definitely, one arm take hold of Wenli, and then try to reach down and pat the the badger's head, like okay, like a dog, be like, yep, I see you, kind of scratching behind the ears.
Mm-hmm. And Wenli is just, I missed you so much. You left us behind. I didn't know that I'd ever see you again. I wasn't worried exactly. It's just I wondered where you gone and if you were all right.
Well, Harky and I, we were wondering the same thing. Well, I don't know if Harky was wondering the same thing. Those kobolds.
Yeah. But you were?
But we yes, all say we. We're wondering the same thing about you. And
Archan.
Where's Zaryutok? Where's that blasted Minotaur?
Before, when he tells her that about, wondering, she kind of blushes and says, Archan, I didn't know you cared. Zartok's gone back to his people. He felt called, to go look after them. So it's just Pona and me now.
And then out of your corner of your eye, you see one very confused looking, kind of grayish, feathered Iroquois lady dressed in noble people, who at this point is really just resigned to the fact that she has been brought to a temple of the god that she barely knows anything about for unknown reasons. And all of a sudden, a wild halfling appears.
A wild halfling appears. Catching sight of her. Did you say she was dressed like a noble?
Yes.
Okay, so catching sight of her, Wenli kind of is still hugging Archan and seems perfectly happy to just stay up in his arms. She likes being up high so she can see things. Mm-hmm. And she says, "Oh, hello. Are you one of Archan's new friends? I'm Wenli Sunninghill."
Was that in common, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, hi. Actually, to the rest of you, I don't think I properly introduced myself. I am Eleonora.
Oh, hi, Ellie. Our names are very close. That's nice. So, what's the plan? I don't know what I'm here to do in Waterdeep, but I assume there's some sort of general heroism. Am I right, Archan? You always do fall into it.
Archan probably first seeing Eleonora would, at this point, see her for the first, really see her for the first time, recognize the noble bearing, the clothes, and bow, saying, kind of, not, not a full bow, at the, but a partial bow at the waist, saying, "My lady,
I
I'm
already,
Arshan."
I've already said, Arjen, you don't really need to be all that formal from
Ooh,
me.
are you one of these fancy sorts? Well then, ah,
Uh, um, when I need to be, yes.
oh, I see. Well then, later on, I'll show you my prettiest curtsy.
Harky will just wave at Ellie. Hi, Harky's Harky.
Oh, hello, Harky. I missed you.
A lot of people miss Copeland.
Oh, no, no. I mean,
Archan the whole time is looking flummoxed. Like, but there's a thing we have to do. Why isn't anybody doing it?
Harky,
They're noble. You know, he's just kind of bumbling over himself, like not knowing what to do.
it's like there needs to
now.
be more bowing. Ah.
Exactly. It's like, what's going on?
Harky puts both hands on the side of his mouth and just goes, words, words,
And
words.
and you hear right
Yeah,
behind you.
Archan would probably just kind of face palm, be like, "Oh dear God."
And you hear
Why did I pair up with this thing?
all right. You guys hear like sort of a clapping right behind in your um right behind you. And like, all right folks, just let's bring back the lovely reunion for later on, shall we?
And behind closed doors.
And she had kind of, Eleanor had kind of dropped her more formal demeanor with the rest of them, but with the clergy addressing them again, she kind of see her go back into noble mode.
Um, but this clap is not from any clergy. And this voice is coming from what you heard inside at least 3 out of 4 of your heads just a second ago.
Oh, right.
Harky immediately turns around and waves, "Hello, head voice."
Hello, little Harky. And you see a physical embodiment of the deity. Shit, you didn't write it down. Silver scales.
Tamara.
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 Yeah. Did you write it down in your sheet?
Tamara. Tamara.
Tamara.
Yep.
Well, this is certainly an ironic situation for me.
Yep.
First artist I've ever met in person, not even mine.
Well,
as soon as Archan recognizes that this is the personification of his goddess, Tamara, he wouldn't even genuflect. I mean, he would basically prostrate. He would drop to his knees and then fall face first.
When they just like,
my lady.
I don't suppose you've ever met Timora, Tamara.
oh, I know her. Yeah, beefs between deities are not the goodest thing. Let's just leave it at that. But, sometimes we do have our compromises.
And I bet the two of you get confused for each other quite a lot, too.
Oh, of course. Especially for our lower starting followers. They often get confused.
Harky
Give me a quick second.
Harky holds his hands behind his back and walks towards the avatar of the god Timara. He slowly walks around him, expecting every single inch. Huh. First physical god I've seen. Heard lots of head voices before. First one seen, though.
Well, it's nice to see you too, Harky. Now, Silver Scale. I know that you had a rough patch earlier, and I know that there might not have been, you know, just trying to redeem yourself. Use that amulet around your neck, and I might try to get in contact with you on a later date. And you, little Silver Sunhill, I would like to bring a message from a father of gratitude to take it of taking care of his little girl.
Oh, oh my goodness. Uh, please tell him I will. I promise. I'll either find a home for her or make one.
Those words will bring a smile onto his face. I'll tell his deity at once. And
Oh, thank you.
and now if there isn't anything that I can't help you lot with at the moment, I have to, you know, hop on back to where I came from.
Friendship is magic,
Oh,
Cream Puff.
Sure. One day. Not in your more nefarious power. I beg your forgiveness as I for that.
in due time, my follower, Silver Scales, you will get to redemption. But for now, look after these folks, and that will be enough for me.
Yes, I will. I assure you. As long as I live, I will do everything in your name.
And I think our little Silver Scales mic just went completely just for a second.
Sorry about that. I was gonna say sorry. Can you hear that? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Swear it's it. Okay, yeah. Sorry, this.
It's all good. Now,
Swear.
you see that.
Basically, Archan just said that he will defend with his life in the name of Tamara. He will defend everyone there.
Aww.
In her name, he will defend the lives of everyone.
That's all I ask. And, keep in mind that little one over there. And she points on top of, Harky's head, the little goblin. He might be a little handful, but, he
Yeah,
might be, he's good hearted. Just, keep a mind on him later on.
he's also he's also a wild magic sorcerer like Harky.
I know. He is, let's say, a potentially new deity that might be coming with us soon enough.
And at this
The
point,
And
Harky's jaw
What?
just drops straight to the floor.
and Eleonora has been pretty much trying to take everything in stride when she says that when Tamara says that the goblin's child is good-hearted, she just kind of says to herself, "Yes, young ones usually are good-hearted. Then they grow up and learn better."
And
Narchan.
Go on.
essentially new deity, and he says basically, and just kind of he really face palm. And just kind
And it should be noted,
Yes,
Eleonora
my lady.
did not say that maliciously. She said that more regretfully.
yeah, yeah, pretty much. That's it. Yeah, Archand is a correct. Yes, my lady, I will protect him, or her, or them.
It's a him.
Ah, crap.
And with that, she bows her head, and with thanks, she claps, and then away.
Bye, head voice man.
And with that,
Uh,
you guys are now free to explore Waterdeep. Would anyone like to catch our? I believe I did tell our lovely halfling what's currently happening, but if there's anyone else who might want to catch up,
Yes, please fill me in character.
yeah, fill her in character of what's currently happening.
Seth, would you like me to put my headphones in?
It would be kind.
I was gonna say, what's the equivalent? What's the equivalent of Uber in Waterdeep? Because that's what happened to Archan and Harky last week. They turned into Uber.
They
Uh,
turn into
It's called Bluebird Beats. I'm less creative with names, more creative with having weird shit happen.
With content, yes, yes, yeah.
Okay, Harky
Archan
immediately runs into
basically-
it. He puts his hands out wide. Me and Silver Scale delivered big old rolled up sandwich thing to some elf guy in swamps, teleported by a group of halfling called Candy Cane Gang or something like that. And then teleported here, and then met a wild
Sandwich
magic
wasn't-
sorcerer goblin baby who turned out to be a baby deity.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, the whole goblin thing, it looked delicious.
Great.
The whole transporting a sandwich thing, yeah, it wasn't that big. But apparently we turned into a food transportation service while you was where's Zaryu? Oh,
I told
that
ya.
Minotaur. What happened to the Minotaur?
Yeah,
I thought I heard something, and then next thing I know,
I told you he went back to his own folk.
Like Harky immediately punches
Oh.
Arjan in the side, or in the leg, since that's all he can reach. Perspective, sense of scale.
I'm sorry. My apologies.
And with that,
And then he looks back at Harky. Really?
Yeah, then we came here, and that's about it.
I see. All right then. Yeah, that is a lot.
However, now we have apparently come across this person, this individual. What was your name? And he's looking at Eleonora.
Eleonora,
Excuse me. Eleonora, excuse me.
If you do need to call me something for short, I suppose Nora will suffice.
All right then.
Since there is no need for you not to be formal with me, I'd mostly just come over here to try and find a little bit of information, possibly do a tiny bit of wealth redistribution. That merchant I was talking to was a little less forthcoming with some with some information than I was hoping. But
Oh, I see.
but at least I found out that there is a pretty reliable merfolk magical merchant here, not too far from this spot actually, that we might want to either patronize or keep an eye on. At least that's what I would do.
Would it happen to be that this, the one from whom you gained information, would somebody who, sorry, I actually just forgot. I actually honestly just lost my train of thought. I'm trying to actually follow.
It's okay. Everyone has those moments.
Yeah.
But yes, all I can say is be
I
prepared
actually
for Harky
I
to
knew
break the
exactly
fourth
I knew where I wanted to go about the merchant that Eleonora played chess was a merchant of magic items, who had various. Yeah, I think. Well, given that,
had a wide variety of clientele, including adventurers like us, and also some members of the clergy, which she was trying to press on, but did not find any more information.
Yep. So Archan would probably, hearing about having watched the Dragon Chess, and then hearing everything that Nora just spoke, he would say, "Would you like some help?"
It's always good to have It's always good to have an extra set of eyes.
Oh yeah, yeah. In my profession, certainly.
In mine as well.
And I can imagine looking her up and down. I remember watching you play a game of chess with someone of your standing. Something tells me I and others who travel with me, looking at Harky and Wenley.
No. Oh, hang on. Sorry.
Is that good?
Oh, no worries, no worries. Yeah, looking at Harky and Wenley, as he says, those who travel with, but certainly myself. We're interested in what we can do to help you. Well, I am, at least.
Well, as I suggested, in my line of work, it's always good to have extra pairs of eyes, in particular, extra pairs of eyes that you can be reasonably certain that you are trustworthy. Given in light that your vow was made in the presence of a literal goddess, it doesn't get much more trustworthy than that.
Well, there is that kobold. Can't give any guarantee of that, but
What?
If nothing else, I can trust that you will help keep him in line.
I will speak for him. Whatever he does is on.
Magic is crazy around Harky. Don't worry.
In the kind of circles that I walk, praise is the least of your words.
Like I think Harky can even make frogs rain from the sky.
Oh god.
I do have to admit, I've not quite seen that level of crazy yet.
Stick around. It might happen.
Oh, hey, Harky? Do you
Yes?
still have...
I don't believe I've.
Okay, I'm back.
I don't believe I've used. I don't believe I've regained my Tides of Chaos yet.
Okay. You have to use a spell for that one, right?
Oh, I just realized half of this party is small creatures.
Yep.
Yep.
And I'm a medium-sized
Well,
creature.
Well, raw. I need to use a spell, a first level or higher.
Yeah.
But it could be
I
up
was
to
gonna say,
GM
pretty sure
interpretation when it
Archan
happens.
is
Okay.
tallest of the
So,
party.
Harky, right after you say wild magic stuff happens around you, please
Oh,
roll.
crap.
Okay! Let's see what happens on the 10,000.
10K.
3195.
Oh,
Oh boy.
I'm gonna look at it. What is it?
By the way, while we were talking of that, I just realized I'm a medium creature that can fly, and half the party is small creatures. If we need to, I can fly somebody.
Harky, are you
That's true,
currently
yes,
where?
you can
He
Why
is not
wouldn't
wearing any rings.
save when
Okay,
trust
re-roll
me,
then.
Wendy is worth it, Harky is not.
I would like you to
Or
re-roll.
rather, Harky can save it.
Okay. 7, 7. 7,
Wait,
2.
what happens? Was that a reroll on the wild?
Oh! No, I'm not that. Roll.
Crap.
Reroll.
Crap.
That one's a little bit
crap.
off.
I don't like the sound of that.
Okay, 3, 4. That believes is closer to what I need to make a micro for
We're dead.
this stuff. 4.
This is why we can't have night, right?
Oh, goody. Everyone within 100 yards knows when the caster casts a spell.
Okay.
So just to piss people off, he's just gonna constantly cast light. Dismiss it, light. Dismiss it, light. Every other step, every time his left foot hits the ground, light. Every right foot time hits the ground, dismiss.
There's just us, like, someone off in the corner who's like, God, Galatea, did you feel that? Yes, it's like someone's turning a light bulb on and off.
No, you will hear thousands of cries and all around you, causing pains and like pure pains in their heads. I was like, oh yeah, it's like the annoyance pain. Nothing too hard, but too annoyed.
Oh
And
yeah.
unfortunately, that
Archan,
also
yo,
includes the party.
Yeah, that includes
Everyone.
the party. You guys get an annoying headache hearing and sensing when the caster cast spells.
Okay.
Archan is definitely thinking this is by some species theory. Oh.
And
then looks at Harky. Dinner. Yep, that's it. Dinner.
Harky stops casting light and has the biggest shit-eating.
Oh yeah, he definitely knows the look on Archan's face. He's like, really? Really?
And you can
I'm
just
hungry. Really?
you can
I
just
don't
see
get it.
Eleanora's eyes like Like, I mean, you see, bird's eyes are generally pretty big to begin with, but now they're also like wide.
Yeah, just to let all the light in so that they can see everything, especially their prey. Yep.
Harky just sticks out his tongue at Eleonora. Told you.
Archen cracks his neck.
She raises
So good.
single town as like, point taken. Is there any way to turn that off?
Nope, but it is fixed to one spot.
Then the sooner we get moving, the better, huh?
Yep.
And with that, you guys can go off and do whatever you need to do. There is a huge ass festival that's happening, and you can do whatever you want, buy items, get, stock up on potentially necessary stuff, or we can go off and see Volo right now if you guys want to. It depends on what you guys want to do.
I would not mind a shopping episode. What do you guys want to do?
Yeah, I think shopping would be good. We can go see Volo next.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ellie was
Okay.
wanting
Gotta
wanting
get
to
some
do.
stuff.
Yeah, I was wanting to do a little more looking into that one merchant she had been talking to. Anyway.
Yep.
All right. So you guys head back to the market area where there is still stands already set up. And you see that there is still some little spitty stands with magical items, all that, potions, weaponry, clothing, whatever comes to the imagination is out there.
Scorpion on a stick.
Yeah.
The kobold polearm of ancient legends. The stick scorpion.
All right. Is there anyone? I know that our bird folk is going to be looking for the going to go to the magical item. Is there anyone else wanting to go there?
To where?
The magical shop.
Oh yeah, I would love a magic item.
All right. Oh, that reminds me.
Yes.
Suddenly, Jack,
Yes.
you feel a little bitty ploop in your hand.
Ploop. Okay. Sure.
And it is a letter saying that you can go to the wonderful world of the merfolk. The little town shop. Use this to redeem for an uncommon item or 2 common magical items.
Okay. Sure.
As a little reward for last session and talking with me about it.
Oh, sweet.
Because
Okay.
in fact, for people who are watching this in the future who might have missed the first session, I am rewarding players for being honest and upfront with me and helping me out. So.
Oh. Oh, okay. Let's see.
And you all arrive to this little shop.
Okay.
And inside you see a wide array of different magical items. Swords, shields, underwear. Yes, of course, you can turn in to buy some magical underwear.
Are there any other people in the store besides the 2 of us?
Other than the merfolk that's currently sitting behind the counter, no. Everyone else is pretty much outside and shopping.
Ah. Hmm.
Friendship is magic, Cream Puff.
Like, oh, hello there. I remember you. And I see you brought a little friend.
Hello.
Welcome in.
I notice I have a little coupon. I'd like to spend it, please.
And he takes a look at it. Oh, why, of course. Just and he points over to one corner just filled with uncommon and common items. And it's like, take a look over there. See what you can find.
All right. Thank you.
And just as you would know, it's pretty much anything that's in the official.
Oh, it has to be official? Okay.
Or except for what I talked to you about on Sunday, Jack, with that
Oh.
special item that you want to
Yeah. You guys, tell me if I should do this. I had an idea for a magical baking stone that would make me make good food, and if I roll really well, I can healing cupcakes and stuff. Like basically the equivalent of a healing potion if I spend time to cook.
Yes.
You guys think that's a cool
Oh,
idea?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
And- Oh, go on.
I was gonna say, well, good food in real life makes us feel better. So,
Mm-hmm.
good food in D&D. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. So yeah, I
Awesome.
think, yeah, I definitely think having somebody, no, just in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other option was a bag of tricks, a bag of holding, or an alchemy jug. They're also all good ideas.
And just as a heads up, for a quick reference on pricing, a normal common item is about 50 gold pieces. An uncommon one is 125. What
Oh,
the next one
okay.
up is what's everyone's gold pieces at the current moment?
232 on
uh,
my end.
225.
Okay.
I've got 305 for gold pieces, 12 for silver, 100. I differentiate.
All right. So
So about 320.
all right, legendaries or whatever the next one up is, or rare, I believe that's what it is
Yeah.
300. But there's not a whole lot of those items.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's a small supply of those.
Hmm.
And legendaries are
Very expensive.
very expensive, 500.
I think I'd like to buy an extra uncommon item, either an alchemy jug, a bag of, or maybe a pearl of power. In addition to my baking stone. So I'll tell them about the baking stone and I say, if you have to make it by commission, I don't mind coming back for it when it's done. But I really would like this very specific thing.
What?
Let me check my inventory first. And he takes out a little magical pad, scrolls through his inventory. I have to order it, but
Oh,
I
that's
will
just
get
fine.
it in by week's end.
All right. Do you have a bag of tricks in house, either grey or rust?
Can you repeat that for me?
A bag of tricks. Do you have one?
Let me see. Oh, yes! And he points his finger towards the second shelf in the uncommon area.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's sort of in the middle, and you see it instantly.
Okay, what color do they have?
There is currently pink, blue, purple,
Okay.
gray, and rainbow colored.
Oh, well, obviously I'll get the rainbow colored one.
Alright, that'll be
125 gold.
125 gold pieces.
All right. Thank you very much.
And I don't. And he takes the gold pieces plus um,
The coupon.
the coupon,
Mm-hmm.
and you see he magically touches both, and both just poof up.
All right. Oh. Oh, thank you. Let's see. And I say to my companion, I should buy a pill of power or a jug next time I'm here. But also, do you have a wineskin that doesn't run out? How much would that be?
I will say 215. Those are
Oh,
currently in demand.
yes. All right. I'll have to think about that. Thank you very much.
Come back anytime. And how would I help you, my bird folk friend?
All right. Eleanor is kind of looking around, trying to see if there's something in the uncommon that might be useful for something for a
What's your
rogue
class?
like her.
Oh,
A
you're
rogue
a
like her.
rogue?
Yeah.
So you don't cast spells. You're not a trickster, right? Arcane trickster?
No,
Um,
I had to go with basic stuff because
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't buy anything on D&D Beyond.
Wow. Oh, I see. Um, uh, Potions are always good. Ring of Water Walking is good. Ring of Mind Shielding is good for rogue. There's also a periaptive wound closure if you're worried about death. Oh, Gloves of Thievery. That's uncommon.
Yeah.
The Gloves of Thievery are definitely helpful.
All right.
There's also if are you more like ranged? Do you use bows more or do you use like melee?
I have a bow, but I think with the equipment
Okay.
that I have, most of it is going to be
Melee.
sneak around at melee. Yeah.
I see. So braces of archery wouldn't help. Oh, what about sending stones?
Yeah.
There's also slippers of spider climbing that let you go up, down, and across vertical surfaces or upside down.
Ooh.
Which are pretty much useless to someone who can fly.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You're right.
geez,
You're right.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
You're right. I didn't think of that.
Oh.
I was thinking Kenku.
All right.
Let's see. Eyes of Minute Seeing.
I was going to see if there's anything that can kind of help me get advantage while I'm fighting. I can make plenty of use out of my
Well, do
sneak
you
attack
have?
that way.
Oh, a hat of disguise could be really useful.
Yep.
I mean,
It's a hat that lets you
what,
cast a disguise self.
mhm. What? You say? Like, what archetype are you going? I mean, I'm
Yeah.
looking at Xanathars right now for the Rogue Inquisitor.
Yeah, like, are you more
Mastermind.
sneaky or are you more?
A
Yeah.
thief rogue.
Well, a cloak
And
of
she's-
Elvenkind.
Yeah, she's kind
Yeah.
of got a whole because she's a noble variant. She's kind of got a whole Arsène Lupin kind of thing going on.
Mm-hmm. There's a cloak that gives you advantage to stealth checks made to hide.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
So cloak of Elvenkind would be really useful for you, probably.
and I believe there is also cloak of protection, which is
Oh, that's always good.
yeah.
Any kind of protective
yeah.
thing is always useful. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'd recommend cloak of Elvenkind or boots that.
Cloak,
Okay, so
yeah.
the cloak disguises you visually, and the boots make you quieter.
All right. I assume that Harky's also in there as well.
Yeah, he is in there, but nothing is really good for a sorcerer since they just point at things and they go.
All right.
They
I
go poof.
let's see.
They go
Um,
poof and frogs fall from the skies.
If we're lucky.
there is actually something in there for Harky,
Aw.
though it might not be of
So,
use a whole lot until later on, or a couple sessions down. I'm not going to say what it is at the current moment. Or unless he wants to roll a perception check.
I will roll. Harky's eyes see y'all. Or not.
Okay. You do
oh
not
no,
see
they
it.
don't. No, they don't.
Harky is still picking his nose with his
With
tongue.
his tongue.
But it does not mean you can find it later. Because, when you, Harky, you hear, right behind you, and you see that there's, where it used to be a paper, has now disappeared into thin magic. Like thin magic out of nowhere.
Harky beelines for the magic paper. Tell Harky's secrets, magic paper.
And now, um, now that you guys are, oh, for God's sake, good enough that you guys don't hear that. You guys, uh, do
Yeah, I think a cloak of protection would be a pretty good idea.
all right. You go up to the
Yeah.
counter, and he's like, "Thank you for the business," and he touches the gold, and it teleports away somewhere. And
Okay. All right,
you
and you
see,
said uncommon items were how much?
25, I believe, or 50. I think I said 50.
Uncommon.
Yeah, I want to say 50.
Uncommon
Run.
would have been 125.
Okay. So she's still got enough for her wealthy lifestyle then. Okay.
Are we using D&D Beyond character sheets, or do you want us to only use the sheets in Roll20, or what's your preference there, DM?
I do not mind either or. As long as you keep update of one of them. If you keep update of one of them, I should be fine. That's because
I just initially built mine in D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
And I'll probably be updating everything.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
that's
like if
So.
as long as I have access to this sheet and I would know,
Mhm.
you know what's happening with them.
Mhm.
Then it'll just make it easier on everyone here just to make sure, like, hey, look, I updated my sheet since everyone is currently at level 3.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Well, and I think I know I've been using D&D, and as far as that goes, for the DM, anything you have on D&D Beyond, of course, hey, you can share that.
yeah, yeah, I am
So
slowly gathering at
Mm-hmm.
least the classes
yeah,
and the
Mm-hmm.
classes backgrounds
yeah,
and uh, um, subclasses with spells, so you
Mm-hmm.
guys will at least at some point have access to everything. So you would,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
automatically generate things in there because I know it would be a
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
little bit.
Well, I know at least for myself, I've got, well, I basically bought up. I've got a few things like Xanathar's, uh, Mordenkainen's. I've got a few things that are hard copy.
Yeah, I
But
have
I
pretty much
I
all.
Mm-hmm.
gotta.
Well, Ron, would you mind after game today helping me make my character in D&D Beyond? Would that be
Who?
okay? You. You, would you help
Oh
minding
yeah, 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 yeah,
helping me make my
yeah.
character
For
after
sure,
we're
for
done
sure.
today?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. It's not too difficult. Yeah, and I've got a few in D&D Beyond.
Okay,
From
cool.
the
Let's
player's handbook, and yeah,
okay.
So yeah, she's yeah. So now Eleanor has a cloak of protection that she's wearing over Refinery. Of course, she had to make sure that the specific cloak of protection that she got, kind of went with her outfit.
All right, but you do have
yeah.
to atone for it for an hour, since I
Right.
know that I.
Oh,
And let's see.
So I was just say, yeah, editing.
And you hear from the. If that's all you guys want to need, there is currently outside to the left. Um, is a guy who sells potions. So if you guys need to stock up on you know, blood, for later on, just see him. And remember, have fun here in Waterdeep.
oh, thank you.
Don't tell.
Okay, let's see. Boom. Let's see. With them out of the way, what is everyone else going to be doing for the rest of the day?
Hmm.
Arky's just sticking to the tall folk. He doesn't want to get squished.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, up to this point, Arch would probably be. Well, definitely be following Hark, and letting Harky know I've got you. So if Harky wanted any wanted to, Archan would be there. So to back.
Okay, let's see.
Otherwise, search. Let me see what Arch.
Let's see. Where are you guys gonna go next?
It's up,
Details.
up to them. Harky's just
Right.
sticking with them.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? At this point, I mean, Archan's kind of chilling. He's got a shield. He's got chainmail on. He's got a good AC, so he's not too worried. He's back. He's definitely back at who's in the mind of Archan. He looks at Hark and goes, "Sweet squish." He's squishy. Somebody's got to protect him, so that's Archan set. Protecting Harky for the time being.
Hmm. Okay.
And if there is nothing you guys are gonna go do in the festival,
Hmm.
you hear.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure we'll do things like
Oh yeah.
Wenley
Yeah,
at some point. Oh, sorry. Were you gonna say something?
Oh no,
I know
no,
you're
no.
trying to.
Go with what was Wenley's definitely.
Wenley at some point makes a point to dance with everyone, to ask every member of the party to dance, and she dances with Epi too, but so she's gonna make all of them share at least one dance with her because she dearly loves dancing.
Alright. And with that, you hear the bells of the day ending as we zoom on out and you see that the lovely day is ending. And with that, before I go around uh, having my players, um, you know, sign on off, I do like to have an announcement. In 2 sessions, after actually, you know what? Next session, we are going to be starting the Tales of Bossing Waterdeep series, where I'm going to have at least every
Yep.
player do a one-on-one session with me. So, in the first week, I would say, depend who here is available next week.
I'll be.
I was gonna say off the top of the head, I should be.
All right. Uh, I would say the first one off the bat would be Silver Scales. Then our newest member. Um, then if Jack,
Mm-hmm.
and then last but certainly not least, Harky. So each week it would be one of them. Just one on one with me, doing, you know, their individual stories during the Festival of Fire Clock. Having, a gosh darn fun time. And with that,
Well,
I would like you guys to introduce yourselves and say hi where we can find you. First off, Don.
I'm Don, otherwise known as Asmodan412. Yes, it is from Diablo, since I'm a big fan of that franchise. You can find me on Discord at Asmodan412 at 9026, or you can find me on Steam in regards to the Imperial Inquisition with the Zerg Swarm on fire in purple. That's the picture. Because yes, I also like StarCraft. And that's about all I can remember.
Next on up, our local little happy-go-lucky halfling, Jack. Who?
Hey.
There, go on.
Oh. Okay.
Go on.
Okay. I'm Jack at Shoe Pixie on Twitter. I'm a game designer, uh, working on several different projects. That's about it.
All right. Next up, our newest player in our group, J.R. Killen.
Uh, most of the places you can find me, at least on social media, Casual Shadow JR, including links of Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook page JR Kyle, Keil, Grand Mistress of Shadow Style, and YouTube, again, search for JR Kyle, Keil. Remember, German spelling.
And last but certainly not the least, our most humblest and passionate Dragonborn in our group.
Ayo. Uh, RPG theologian. You can find me there on Twitter and, well, elsewhere. Otherwise, you can find me here. I'm basically a full-time PhD student, and this is the rest of my life. Love it.
And thank you all for coming on in and watching. Just a little update on my end. Next Saturday, I will be starting our newest campaign, and the newest campaign that did come out, or at least I'm basing the campaign around Border Gates Descent into Avernus. And you can also find me, the DM, on Twitter, Twitch here, the SS Adventurer on two of his things, and some other place in the near future, potentially. And thank you all for, coming on in. Leave a like. Say hi. Come on in. You know the deal. And, if you would like to see more of these people, again, watch them. Check their Twitters, bios, yada yada yada. And next time, hopefully, none of my players will die. See ya!